students, after the classification of solids and the differences, now I am going to start the classification of crystalline solids. So classification of crystalline solids are mainly based on the ionic bond, van der Waals forces, covalent bond, metallic bond. And there are four types of classifications: molecular solids, ionic solids, metallic solids, covalent or network solids. So first is molecular solids. The molecules are arranged in the constant particles in molecular solids, and these are classified into three types known as polar molecular solids, non-polar molecular solids, and hydrogen bonded molecular solids. So in polar molecular solids, the unequal sharing of electrons takes place due to large electronegativity difference, and they act as dipole interactions takes place in case of polar molecular solids. If you take HCl, where hydrogen gets bonded one electron bonded with the chlorine plus 2, and the remaining electrons are completely unpaired. Understood? They are not completely paired, they are unpaired. So then, such cases, the strong dipole-dipole interactions takes place in case of polar molecular solids due to large electronegativity difference, that is 0.5 to 2.0. These are soft solids and non-conductors of electricity, and these solids also exist as in case of liquids or in gaseous state at room temperature and pressure. Non-polar molecular solids having the equal sharing of electrons takes place, and they get cancelled each other by taking the diatomic molecules. You take hydrogen fluoride, where hydrogen having one electron and gets equally shared. It's equally shared and forms a covalent bond. So where equal sharing of electrons takes place, in case of hydrogen, fluorine or chlorine, the equal sharing of electrons takes place. In such cases, the electronegativity difference is very less, that is less than 0.5, and this due to the weak dispersion forces or London forces. That is in case of non-polar molecular solids, and these solids are also soft solids and non-conductors of electricity. These also exist as liquids or in gaseous states at room temperature and pressure. Polar molecular solids have high melting point compared to a non-polar molecular solids. Next is hydrogen bonded molecular solids. In case of hydrogen bonded molecular solids, the hydrogen gets bonded with any of the another element, that is through covalent bond. If you take CH4, hydrogen fluoride, H2O, where here equal, that is the hydrogen gets bonded with the carbon, hydrogen gets bonded with the fluorine, hydrogen gets bonded with the oxygen through a covalent bond, and these exist as to the viscous liquids and as soft solids. Understood? These are the classifications of molecular solids, and next is ionic solids. So next, that is ionic solids. The ions are arranged as a constant particles in ionic solids. Here, when the ions in ionic solids in a solid state and a liquid state, they differs. Understood? In a solid state, the ions cannot be separated and they act as insulators. In case of a liquid state or in a molten state or in aqueous state, what happens? The ions gets separated. Understood? Example, if you take NaCl, when dissolved in water. Understood? They get separated as Na plus and Cl minus ions. They get separated as positive and negative charged ions. In such cases, they conduct electricity. In a solid state, they act as insulators. And in liquid state, they get separated as ions and conduct electricity. This is in case of ionic solids. These solids are hard and brittle in nature. Understood? This is about the, and these ionic solids have high melting points and boiling points. Next is metallic solids. In case of metallic solids, the metals are arranged or held by the arrangement of free electrons. We are taking your example, these metals, different metals like nickel, iron, copper, understood? Different type of electrons. So metals are orderly collection of free electrons, and the free electrons that are held by free electrons, and these free electrons are also arranged in case of mobile and spread throughout the crystal. These are free electrons and as well as mobile electrons gets spread throughout the crystal. That is in two cases. That is by applying electric field and thermal energy. When you apply electric field is applied, the free electrons gets separated as network positive ions. In case of when heat is applied, the free electrons are get separated in the form of thermal energy. That is in case of metals. Understood? These metals are lustrous and color in nature. They are hard and malleable and ductile in nature. Understood? This is about metallic solids. If you take any of the metallic solids, the charge, if you take iron, they are having Fe plus 2 and Fe plus 3. The free electrons here is increased. It is a case of iron. Understood? Fe plus 2 and Fe plus 3. In the same manner, Cu plus 2, Cu plus 3. Understood? This is about where the movement of free electrons or collection of free electrons takes place in case of metals. And covalent or network solids. In case of covalent or network solids, a wide variety of collection of crystalline solids takes place due to the non-metals. Understood? Wide variety of collection of crystals takes place due to the non-metals of a covalent bond between the adjacent atoms. Understood? As you have just an example, it is a covalent solids means where a covalent bonded takes place with one of the covalent bonding takes place in a crystal or solids, and where the in cases that one conducts electricity and another does not conduct electricity. Diamond is one of the odd metal and does not conduct electricity. Whereas in case of graphite, what happens? The number of valence electrons through a covalent bond, what happens? It increases, and due to this acts as a graphite acts as a good conductor of electricity. As by seeing the diagram in the textbook, you can analyze it. That is in this manner. This manner, the number of valence electrons, the free electrons goes on increasing, and this is due to the where this acts as a good conductors of electricity. That is in case of graphite. Understood? But in case of diamond or silicon carbide, this acts as a non-conductors of electricity. Understood? So where the covalent solids are arranged in a pattern so that increases the number of free electrons. Understood? This is about the four classifications of crystalline solids, and the four classes of crystalline solids are studied in a chemical bonding chapter. Understood? If you does not understand, can call me. So be take care, be safe. I will start in the next class crystalline lattice. Understood?